Welcome back, y'all. This is part 5 of the How to Be a 3% Man, Coach Corey Wayne read along with your boy Guarantee Unique. For those of you that are new here, I'm Guarantee Unique. I am a 38-time reader of the book. I started reading the book back in 2012. Coach Corey Wayne always says you should know the book so well you should teach a class on it. I do. I've helped guys get girlfriends, get first kisses, get first dates, and this is me just getting my reads and bringing y'all along for the journey. I will share my anecdotes and things I've learned throughout my journey with the book myself. But for the most part, I'm going to let it speak for itself, unless I got anything to add. So without further ado, tonight we are going through a longer section of the book, but, um, a good one. Tonight we're going to go through Making Your Move. And we'll go through the whole thing. There's some pretty big chunks in here. Some are like 22-minute longs, 18 minutes long, but we'll go through all of them. And we're gonna wrap up at part 6, the first step. Like that'll be we'll end it. It's all in the numbers. The next time we come back will be part 6, the first step. So tonight, like I said, we're doing Making Your Move, and here we go.
Part 5, Making Your Move, Approaching the Beautiful Woman. One of the things I pointed out earlier is that when a guy meets a woman, he instantly knows whether or not he has a high level of attraction for her. With a guy, he's ready to throw his arms around a woman at the drop of a hat. With women, it is the experience of the courtship that turns her on emotionally and all the anticipation leading up to the actual dating part of the relationship. It starts when you first meet her, with how you present yourself and how you are dressed. Do you take care of yourself? Do you look good? Do you wear nice clothes? Do you dress nicely? Are you clean shaven? Or do you wear a beard with confidence because it's who you are? Do you have nice cologne on? Do you take care of your appearance and your body? It's not the clothes, but how you wear them that make the man. When you are out and see someone you are interested in, you need to first start looking for signs of attraction. If you look at her and you think, wow, what a beautiful woman, I'd like to meet her, look at her body language. Look into her eyes. Is she looking back? Is she checking you out? What does her body language say? Is she facing you? Does she smile when you look at her? Or if you look at her and she catches you looking, make eye contact and smile at her. Does she smile back? Does she look away? If she smiles at you, that may be an invitation that says, hey, I find you attractive. You should not hesitate to walk over and say hello. Google Corey Wayne, the best pickup lines ever, for some good openers to use. You should also Google Corey Wayne, rejected, the best comebacks ever, for great comebacks when a woman is playful, tests, or challenges you so you can playfully recover when things go sideways.
Correction. This is part 6. Technically part 5 of the book, but video's number 6. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut here. Bang, bang. This is part 6 of the video series, but part 5 of the book. Okay, here we go.
What you need to do at that point is walk over to her. Before you even say anything to her, keep watching for signs of attraction. Is she facing you? Is she looking you in the eye? Is she not paying attention to you? The more attention she gives you, the higher her level of attraction to you is. It is really too soon to rate at this point because you haven't even talked to her yet. Her attraction level can't really be determined until you do, but you can pay attention to the more subtle signals first. By understanding all these little things, you will eventually become aware of where you stand even before you start talking to her. The place where I am at in my life is that now, when I look at a woman, I know right away if she's interested. I also know right away if she is single. The more you work with these techniques and make them a part of you, the more highly developed your instincts become. Remember, she already knows how to do this with you. This only levels the playing field. Women use their radar all the time. Most guys are completely clueless. They think a woman is interested mostly because they are projecting their own level of attraction onto her. They think that by talking to her, buying her drinks at a bar, etc., it will make her all of a sudden become interested in them. A woman who is out for the night will let a guy buy her drinks all night long, even if she's not interested. A man also makes the mistake of talking to a woman he has just met about all the bad relationships he's had in the past, thinking maybe she will feel sorry for him. He will tell her that he is single and completely available because he thinks it is what she wants to hear. He believes these are things that are going to turn a woman on. 9 times out of 10, the things he is saying are actually turning her off. Nature has already taken care of attraction. It's not a choice.
Yep.
Most guys simply talk women right out of liking them.
Mm-hmm.
He is sounding needy, and he is not coming from a place of strength. He is laying himself out like an open book and is building no anticipation for her to find out more about him later. There is no mystery, no inner masculine strength, and no chance in hell that she will go out with him. So as you are walking over and approaching this woman, you are watching. Is she looking at you when you are approaching? If she's not, it doesn't mean anything. But again, the more she's staring at you, the more she's checking you out, the greater the chance is that she has a high level of attraction for you.
And that's in general he's speaking of. Like, say you're at the mall or grocery store or somewhere in a public area. Generally, you want to look for some type of eye contact or anything like that. At the gym, it's a bit different. Eye contact happens, but it's rare. What you a very good tell that she wants you to talk to her is if she puts herself in your area. Granted, it's not always guaranteed because you just might be near a squat rack and there's only two in the gym. I get it, I get it, I get it. But like, it's subtleties, man. You gotta. Is she lingering near you at the water fountain? Is she, you know what I mean? Like, is she just in your vicinity? That's usually a tell at the gym. Most chicks just don't really look aggressively with eye contact unless they really want you to come talk to them. So just throwing that out there.
For you and is single and available. Now, let's say that you are completely noticing her and she looks at you. If her eyes then go to the left or the right and she just continues doing what she is doing, that usually means that she's not finding you appealing enough. If you are walking toward her and she looks you in the eye, looks down and back up at you, and then away, that usually means that she has an attraction to you. Here's a great technique to create rapport and create the vibe where women will feel comfortable coming up to you when you are out at a bar or a nightclub. You and whoever you are with should take your drinks and make complete laps around the
So this is known as the mayor campaign.
bar. Whenever you see a group of women, especially ones you are interested in, you can walk up to them and say, "Hey, ladies, how are you doing?" At that point, hold your glass up and toast, or touch glasses together. Then ask, "Are you ladies having a good time?" When they reply yes, you're going to say, "Great." Have that level of confidence and courtesy that says, without actually saying it, that you may have something to do with the club, or you may be the owner's son, or something along those lines. From there, you're going to leave and move on to the next group of ladies and do the same thing. Make a couple of trips around the bar. When you come back through the same group, just toast them again and keep on moving. Now you've shown up, toasted them, and asked if they are having a good time, and then walked away. You leave them wondering, who are those guys? They look like they're having a good time. After that, seat yourself at one of the tables in plain view of everybody. Simply hang out with your buddies and let the women come to you. Now you've gone around the bar and created a connection with all these groups of women. Every time you walk back by these groups of women, you have made yourself more familiar to them. Just by clinking your glasses together in a toast, you have increased their awareness of you. Eventually, some of these women are going to start coming up to you. They are going to want to hang out and talk. You've created a setting where they are comfortable. You haven't gone up and started hitting on them like every other guy in the bar is doing. You are just a guy that is out having a good time. You and your buddies are now seen as guys that are completely different than every other guy in the place. You are out to have a good time and are not there to chase the girls around. You have made yourself approachable. When you are going around, they may stop you and talk to you. Or maybe when you are going to the bathroom, they might stop you and try to talk. You have just created an opportunity to get to know them, get their information, and leave. You're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're not hanging around like every other guy is doing. You're coming in slowly, and then you are gone again. You're building anticipation, being indifferent, and being mysterious. I also have a detailed article on how to get women to approach you first on my website. You don't have to do any approaching with that technique. It's great to use if you are just starting out, you're too shy to approach women, or if you're just lazy and want women to come up to you first. Google Corey Wayne, how to get women to approach you first. Make sure you watch the video on body language that attracts women on the website also. It's essential to get the body language and vibe right so women will come up to you first. The path to success. So as you walk over to a woman, the most important thing to consider is what you are going to say. Most guys will walk up and say, "Hi, my name is Corey. What's your name?" That is a blown opportunity to see whether she is interested in you or not. When you walk up to a woman that you have not
Intros vary. I've tried different ones all over the years. You can do a random pickup line if it's quirky and funny enough. The right girl will find it funny. But a good default one you could just boilerplate use for anybody is, "Hey, this is random. I thought you seemed interesting and I wanted to meet you. What's your name?" That's it. You can use it anywhere at any time because you're not saying you're interested. You're just saying you found her interesting. Um, and that's really it. Anything outside of that, I would say maybe mention something she's doing or a vibe she gives off. Like, "Hey, what book are you reading?" Or, "Hey, you seem like you have a really artsy vibe about you. You do something creative or something." Like, don't compliment the obvious though. Like, if she has a huge rack, don't say, even if it's authentic and honest, like, "Wow, you got really huge tits." Like, no, that's never gonna work in any environment ever. So just ignore the obvious thing. She has pretty eyes, compliment her hair. If she has pretty hair, compliment her eyes. Don't avoid the obvious things. She's been getting told about the fucking obvious things since she was a little girl. You're not gonna say, "Wow, you're really pretty," and impress her. She's not gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're right, I am pretty. I'm gonna blow you in the bathroom." Like, just don't. Okay, do your best to avoid the obvious thing, the low hanging fruit, as I call it.
Met, you need to walk up and simply say, "Hi, what's your name?" Wait for her response. She may say something along the lines of, "My name is Jessica." At this point, you are not going to volunteer and say, "Well, my name's Corey." When she says, "My name's Jessica," you are only going to say, "Well, Jessica, it's nice to meet you," without volunteering your name.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first test of you reading her level of interest. Now compare the following two responses. Number one, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." And number two, "It's nice to meet you. What's your name?" Which one do you think shows more interest in you? The one that wants to know your name, or the one that just says, "Nice to meet you"?
Yep.
9 times out of 10, the one that wants to know your name means she has a higher level of attraction. In other words, she finds you attractive or appealing. She wants to know who you are. That is a good one I learned from Doc Love.
Yeah, that's a very quick tell to tell if a girl is just being polite or she's actually interested. If she doesn't care to know your name, it's over before it even starts, because you could tell she's either just not interested or so conceited that she doesn't care because she's used to just dudes giving her shit. You don't give her anything. She doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to do the work to at least ask you yours with the expectation just to give it to her. Don't give it to her. Like, that's the very first tell she's not that into you. Like, you're cute. She's giving you a chance to talk to her. She might just be polite. She's not confrontational because she's a girl, but she's not into you, bro.
You can visit his website at doclove.com. Your whole goal when you meet a woman is to judge her level of attraction for you. If it appears that she has a high level of attraction, then you want to get her phone number, a way to get in contact with her. You are not going to tell her that you are going to call and ask her out on a date. Just the very fact that you are asking for her phone number tells her that you are interested.
Right.
She knows what that question means. A woman knows instinctively the reason he's asking is because he likes me. He wants to take me out. It is not necessary to volunteer and say, "I'm going to call you. I want to take you out on a date." Your interest is already obvious to her just by the fact you have walked over to her and asked her for her name. The fact that you want to take her out on a date is obvious at the moment you ask for her phone number. It is common sense to the intuition of a woman. It is only guys that do not see it as common sense. This is what I am helping you to develop. What I do is either set a date on the spot or start your first date right now. You can say, "When are you free to meet up for a drink?" Make definite plans and get her number before you leave. After you have gone up to her and introduced yourself, you are going to talk, joke, and banter with her. An important thing to keep in mind, and guys in sales understand this, is the person that's asking the questions is the one in control of the conversation. Your goal is to find out as much as you can about her and give her as little information about yourself as possible. Respond to her questions with light, joking answers and ask her another question. Google Corey Wayne, pick up and date questions that build attraction for good questions you can ask and topics you can discuss. The idea is not to interrogate her with questions like a robot, but to ask questions that elicit interesting and fun answers that can lead the conversation into fun and unexpected directions. The idea is to ask her the kind of questions that she would enjoy answering.
Yeah, basically who, what, where, when, why questions. Anything that's about feelings and less about facts. And I've recently learned this. After reading all these damn times, 38 read, this is like, I just did this recently, like learned this in the last year. Actually 6 months, honestly. It's like, it's less about, hey, what are you doing here? Like, let's say you're at the gym, right? What are you working out today? Like, yeah, that's a what question, technically. But a better way to frame it would be like, what do you like to do in the gym? What do you like? What do you most enjoy? What are your favorite lifts? Like, anything that has a feeling behind it goes way further in girl speak. And then one thing that I'm just now seeing, honestly, and missed every single fucking time I've read this book, was the fact that he said book a date on the spot. He mentions that in his videos too. 7 principles to get an ex back. No, 7 principles of setting definite dates. Make a date on the spot. If you're like first meeting a girl and you're building rapport, you don't want to make a date for a week in advance. Like, that's a common misconception. Even I had, and I'm on the 38th fucking read. If you're meeting a chick then and there for the first time, somewhere random, you want it to be within like a day or two tops, because she will forget who the fuck you are, guaranteed. Interest be damned. So, foot stomp, start that. Yeah, I missed that shit, and I've read the book as many times as I had. I've been studying it this long, so clearly it's important.
You are leaving yourself as a mystery in her eyes. You are building her anticipation to find out who you are and anything about you. You want her to dig for information. The reason you are not going to volunteer straightforward answers is that you want to see what her level of attraction is.
Yep.
If she has interest, she's going to ask you questions. What do you do? where do you work, where are you from, the more personal the questions are that she asks, and the more enthusiastic and inquisitive she is about you, the higher her level of attraction. Do not ask her if she has a boyfriend. She may have a guy she is dating that she recently broke up with, or maybe she is considering breaking it off with him. A woman that has very low interest in her current boyfriend may be just waiting until she meets someone new to break up with him. There are many women that will not break up with a boyfriend until they have a replacement. This is one of those things that stuns guys who have been married for 10 years and their wife just left them. How can she be dating another guy the week after we split up? It is because she stayed with you until she was over it and then waited to leave until she had somebody else lined up. So you don't need to ask her if she has a boyfriend. It is unimportant. Her questions, her body language, how she acts towards you, this is going to give away what her level of attraction is. Your goal is to make her laugh and make her feel comfortable. Only talk about positive things. You are not there to talk about how you just got dumped by your last girlfriend or how you never seem to get the type of girls you really want. Trying to make her feel sorry for you is not going to make her want you more. It will have the opposite effect and turn her off to you. Keep it funny, keep it uplifting and positive. Don't talk about serious subjects. Don't talk about marriage, politics, or religion. Make her laugh, joke, banter, and tease her. Just have a good time with her. Here's the next key to success. You don't need to spend more than 5 to 15 minutes with her. After 5 to 15 minutes of talking with her, joking around, and having fun, if you are successful at making her laugh, then she is showing a high level of attraction. Think about it. If you are telling really stupid, corny jokes and she is laughing at them, even though you know they are not that funny, it tells you she really likes you. The next step is to get her phone number. Ask her something along the lines of, Jessica, I've got to run. What's your phone number? After that, just stop. Do not say anything else. You're going to listen and pay attention to her response. If she just pulls out a piece of paper or a napkin, writes down her number, and gives it to you, that shows a high level of attraction. But you also need to pay attention to how she is engaged in that process. You need to watch her body language and how she gives you her information. If she gives you her email address, her work number, her cell number, her Facebook name, her Snapchat name, etc., and she tells you the best times to call her, that is definitely a sign she's interested. The more a woman likes you, the more she's going to help you. If she really likes you, if she's really interested in you, she's going to make it very easy for you to meet up. If she is giving you all her contact information, she wants to make sure if you do call or want to get in contact with her, that you are able to get in contact with her. She may even ask you for your number as well. The more information she passes along to you will give away what her level of attraction is. If you ask her for her number and she says or does anything other than giving you the number, the lower her level of attraction is, and the more she's going to resist you. The less she likes you, the more difficult she's going to make it for you to get that information.
Yeah, she'll say some bullshit like, I'll take your number down, or do you have a card, or can we exchange Instagrams? Like all that type of bullshit. All of that, you might as well just walk away. Just say no thank you and walk away because she's not interested for some reason. So yeah, anything outside of an enthusiastic, yeah, here's my number, here's how to reach me, I'm free, bang, 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 bang. Anything outside of that, she don't like you, bro. And that includes on dating apps. She'll just get straight to the fucking point and give you her number. Or she'll be on some, oh, I like to chat a little bit more and get to know people. That means, oh, I got 5 niggas that I find more attractive than you, and I'd rather go out with them, but you're cute. You haven't fucked up enough yet. That's what it means. Don't think otherwise. That's what it means.
She may like you enough to go out with you, but she may test you to see if you're strong enough for her, especially if she senses any weakness in you. If she has a low level of attraction, say she sees you as a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10, she might come back with something like, why do you want my number? Yep. Or, you're very forward. It is also possible that she may ask you for your business card. Yep. If a woman won't give you her number and instead ask for your business card, it shows she's not too interested.
Exactly.
Most women will put that card away and never look at it again, or simply just throw it away.
Throw it in the trash.
We'll take a look at how these attraction levels work and how to judge her attraction level later in this section, but this is a very important point that I need to make. If a woman only perceives you as a 4 or below on a scale of 1 to 10, there is nothing that you are going to be able to do that will convince her to go out with you. At that point, you are wasting your time. If her attraction level is a 5 and above, she will ask you personal questions. She will be making eye contact with you. When you are talking with her, how is her body facing? Is she turned toward you, or is she turned away in the escape position as though, I hope one of my girlfriends comes over and pulls me away from this guy because I don't want to talk to him anymore? Is she standing extra close? Is she bumping into you when you are talking? Is she touching your arm when you talk? Is she playing with her hair? Is she exposing her neck to you? These are all signs that her attraction level is a 5 or higher. If you ask her for her phone number, she doesn't hesitate at all and gives you her number, that is a good indication that her attraction level is a 5 or higher. An attraction level that is below a 5 is basically the opposite of all those things I just mentioned.
And those are good tells too. Like say you're on a first date with a girl and you're doing all the things, you're asking all the questions, but you can't really tell the vibe because she's not asking you anything. Some girls are like that. They just conceited as fuck. They only care that you care to get to know them. They don't really give a fuck about you, honestly. It's blunt, but it's true. So the tells that you're in the right direction and she's feeling you is the preening shit. She'll start to like rip up her napkin. She'll start to play with her earring, play with her hair, play with her necklace, um, fidgeting. Anything like that is like a release of sexual tension that women all do as tells. It's different. Licking the lips, um, shit like that. All of those are very, very like, okay, she's feeling me. Oh, another one, if you could see her eyes pretty closely at night, like if you guys are in a dark room or whatever, check to see if they're dilated. If her pupils dilate, no matter what the fuck she's saying, she's feeling you. It don't even matter because there's just certain physiological things you observe uh that all women have innately regardless, purely because it's just biological. If them pupils are dilated, that means she's focused on you. So yeah, those are all really good tells.
She doesn't ask you personal questions. She doesn't ask you what your name is when you say, "It's nice to meet you, Jessica." She
Mm-hmm.
kind of keeps her distance when she's talking to you. She's looking away
Mm-hmm.
as though distracted or disinterested.
Yep.
She gives you one word, short answers. For example, when you say, "Where did you grow up?" Her response, "South Florida." Question, "Oh, really? What was South Florida like?" Her response, "It was nice." That shows a low attraction level as compared to, "Oh, I love growing up in South Florida. I went to high school down there. It was just so blah, blah, blah."
Mm-hmm.
If she likes you, she will talk to you. Again, the more she likes you, the easier she makes it. A woman is rarely going to come right out and say, "Hey, you're a really good looking guy and I want to go out with you. I want you to ask me
Mm-hmm.
out. Here's my number and all my contact information. I'm available
Right.
Sunday through Thursday and you can call me. I'll go out anytime you want and I'd like to do anything you want that's fun." This is just not typical. Women like mystery. They like the process of dating. They want to discover and they want to be discovered. They want and expect you to be a man who is a leader. Women don't want any responsibility for sex, setting dates, picking
Yep.
where to go, etc. That
Sure
is
don't.
why it is up to you to lead things to a successful conclusion in the bedroom. Invite them on a date. Don't tell them, sell, or ask them if they'd like to go out with you. Assume all women want you and act accordingly. Even though all women aren't going to want you, it's a much stronger position to assume they want you rather than to sheepishly hope that they want you. It's a subtle difference that makes a big difference in how you ask. This also means they don't want to know everything about you when first meeting you. Most guys, when they meet a woman, spend a lot of time telling her everything about them. In essence, talking her right out of liking them by talking too much. At that point, you have totally taken the mystery out of it. Now that she knows your whole life story, what does she need to go out with you for? If you go out on a date, she already knows everything about you. There's nothing left for her to discover. You have taken it all away and made it too easy for her. You are predictable and boring. A woman doesn't want it to be easy. She wants to be able to pull that information out of you. She loves to fish. She loves to work through the whole process with the thought, what am I going to find out next about this guy? Where is he going to take me? Make no mistake, it is a process with women. You need to put her
Mm-hmm.
in that space of anticipation. Why do you think women read all those romance novels about mysterious, strong men? Duh. If a woman asks you, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Again, that is a sign of high attraction. How do you respond to a question like that? Do you have a girlfriend? Well, you are not going to say, "Well, I broke up with my girlfriend 2 years ago and I haven't had a date since." The best response is not to say, "No, I don't have a girlfriend." When she asks, "Do you have a girlfriend?" just say, "I'm just dating and having a lot of fun right now." Or, "I've always got room for one more." Or, "Can we get to know each other a little bit better before we start talking about relationships?" With a smirk on your face, of course. That can mean that you have 5 girlfriends. That can mean you have one. It leaves her wondering and helps to build the anticipation of what she may find out about you. Just remember the key point that I mentioned earlier. The one who is asking the questions is the one that's in charge of the conversation. The goal when you first meet a woman is to read her level of attraction and to get her phone number so you can later call to take her out, or if you've got really big balls, make a date on the spot. You are not going to tell her you are going to call and take her out. You're not going to give her any hints about what you may or may not do on a first date. You're simply going to ask for her number. When you are entering her number into your phone, text her yours also. Why? She may text you first if you wait a few days to call. Another good way to do it is to give your phone to her so she can put her number in as you're asking for it. Once you have achieved that goal, you're going to say, "Well, I've really enjoyed meeting you and have a great evening, Jessica." Give her a hug goodbye and then move on. If it is a party or a social event and there are other beautiful ladies there, you're going to want to get as many numbers as possible. You don't want all these women to see you getting phone numbers from different women, so be discreet about it. Women like you more if you've got options, but you want her to feel like she's the most special out of all the women you're talking to, not just another notch in your bedpost, which will cause her to reject you. Because again, you may read a woman's level of attraction and think she's really interested in you, but that may not be the case. You may meet a woman that's great, you call to take her out, and then find that she's in the process of breaking up with another guy, or she may be going back to her ex-boyfriend. She may have originally displayed a high attraction for you, and then you try to ask her out, and all of a sudden she seems totally turned off. You don't know what is going on in the background. The key is that you don't want to get hung up and hold attachments to one particular lady until she does all the things right to warrant you devoting all of your time and all of your energy to her. Guys will meet a woman, they haven't even gone on a first date, and they already start imagining themselves married to this woman, what their kids are going to look like, all the fabulous vacations they will take as a family, what they will be doing on the first date, etc., etc. Guys will do this all before the night they met this woman is even over. You do not really know until you call her and you take her out what her level of attraction and her emotional availability is. In the movies, they always show you're going to meet this one woman and it's going to be this be-all, end-all relationship. I have news for guys. When you start dating, or even when you first meet somebody, what you want now and what you want a year from now may change.
Facts.
You may decide you want something or someone totally different. Sometimes a relationship just runs its course and it's time to move on. This is because when you get to that place where you know you can have any woman you want who has a high level of attraction in you to start with, and you know how to own her heart, it gives you a lot of choices. So basically, once you get her phone number or set a date, you're going to walk away from her, unless you are going to turn your initial meeting into a first date and seduce her that night. The many shades of no. When you first meet a woman, one of the things she might say is, I'm not looking for a relationship. One of the reasons a woman says this is that a lot of guys come on so heavy when they meet her. They start talking about girlfriends, they start talking about dating and all this other stuff, and she starts thinking, this guy is needy, this guy has no confidence and is weak. Women come up with generic responses to these situations because most guys will not take no for an answer. The women will reject them because they start to feel like they lose their freedom if they start dating them. Another thing about women that you have to understand is that they are never going to say, I don't like you, I'm not attracted to you, and I wouldn't go out with you if you were the last man on earth. Very few women are blunt enough to respond to a man's advances in this way. The reason most women will not directly tell you they are not interested in you is because men have pretty much made them that way. When a man has met a woman and is really into her, he will ask for her phone number. If she is not into him, she could say, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. Too many times, the typical man's response is something along the lines of, what do you mean you're not interested? If she replies, I'm just not interested, he often will push the issue. What do you mean? Are you saying you don't like me? At this point, she's getting uncomfortable and she tries to explain. Well, you're just not the type of guy I would normally date. He, in turn, starts to become indignant about it. What does that mean? I'm not good enough for you? I'm not good looking enough for you? How do you ever get anybody to go out with you if you have that kind of attitude? It's pretty arrogant and weak, don't you think? Every woman has met a guy that has acted that way in her life, the guys that won't take no for an answer. So she, indirectly, is hoping that he will get the hint and understand the secret language that she is speaking to him. Women are emotional beings and simply don't want to hurt your feelings or create an awkward moment. Instead, she uses a roundabout way of saying, I'm really not interested. Women will even sometimes give you their number because they do not want to lie to you, but they also want to avoid the typical man's confrontational behavior. They know that later, through voicemail, they can just screen you out and hopefully you will get the hint and go away. If they think you may be a real nuisance, they may even give you a wrong number. That brings another point to mind. When a woman gives you a number, don't stand there and call it to see if it is a legitimate number. Some guys will actually do this. It is so needy and insecure. What it says to her is, I really don't think I'm good enough to take you out, and I don't really think you are interested in me. I want to make sure right in front of you that you are not lying to me. Right away, you are telling her that you don't even trust her. Just confidently text yours to her as you're standing there so she has it and tell her you are doing it. At that point, you are done. Even if she gave you a real number to begin with, you just lowered her attraction level, and it may have been high to start with. When you eventually do call her, you're going to find out whether she likes you or not. After all, who cares? You don't want to waste your time and energy by going out and getting emotionally hung up on a woman that has no interest in you. Google Corey Wayne, single, don't get hung up on one woman. You only want to spend your time with a woman that has a high attraction level because she will make it easy to date her, and she will be a lot more fun when you do. You will not have to work so hard. Again, it's not all about you. The place where you always want to come from, not only when you are in a relationship, but also before you have met someone, is to not take rejection personally. You have to go through life, give your gift, give your presence, and give who you are. People are either going to accept you or not. You can't take it personally. It's a numbers game. You have to get through the no's in order to get to the yeses. If someone doesn't want to go out with you, or you thought someone was really interested enough, and it turned out that they weren't, you can't take it personally. At the end of the day, the ones that really like you are going to help you, and they are going to be with you. The ones that don't like you are not going to be with you. It's simple logic. What if you've been dating for several months, you've been doing everything right, you keep giving to your woman, and she's not giving back? Tell her how it is that you want her to give back to you. What if she still doesn't do it? She may not be a giver. It just may not be her personality. At that point, you can decide, I am not being treated as I ideally see myself being treated. You can make the decision whether or not to leave the relationship. Most of the time, women are the ones to break up with guys. Women are usually the ones to file for divorce. Guys are usually the ones that get dumped without realizing why they got dumped in the first place. If a woman doesn't have a high level of attraction to start with, if it is not a 5 or higher, there is nothing you can do. No amount of talking to her, joking, teasing is going to do anything to make her want to be with you.
Sure
It is
won't.
important to understand that attraction is
It's
not
not a
a choice.
choice.
You may walk up to a woman and she may be rude to you. She may say something like, I did not find you attractive. I would never go out with you. You have to approach the situation with a response that shows you really don't care what she thinks. It doesn't matter. You could say something like, you're entitled to your opinions and you know what they say about opinions. Or, I'm the most attractive, unattractive guy you have ever met. Or even, I just like to make people laugh and smile. I'm sorry you're having such a bad day that you would go out of your way to try to hurt someone's feelings. Hey, I'm sorry you got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Have a great night and just walk away. Don't waste your time. Google Corey Wayne, rejected, the best comebacks ever. No one is ever going to say or do anything that is not a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves in a moment. If a woman is nasty to you, she could be testing you, or she could have just had a bad day. Maybe she just doesn't want to be approached. Keep in mind that you are a strong centered guy, and she just threw a big barb at you and you deflected it. Meeting women is a numbers game. Some women are not going to like you, and some women are. You have to be indifferent about it and not let it get to you. Handling the pressure points. While your goal is driving you to meet the kind of woman you feel you deserve, this also means you want to be screening others out. You do not want someone that is a user or into only material things. If a woman asks, what kind of car do you drive? Not that it matters. It says it really does matter to her. Tell her you rode the bus, walked, came on skates, etc. If she asks, where do you live? Tell her something silly like, well, actually, I was hoping to move in with you and have you support me and wait on me hand and foot. Be silly, outrageous, or be stupid. Do not give these types of obviously materialistic questions a straight answer. There are women that look for security and will marry a guy they do not love. These types of women are only looking for security and don't care who you are or what you're all about. If a woman tells you looks are not important, point out some unlikely man in the bar and ask, what about that guy? A lot of women will respond with, he's not my type, even though she has never spoken to him before. It shows that looks are important to her. It's not that she is necessarily being dishonest with you, but it does give you further evidence of what I mentioned before. What a woman says is not necessarily what she responds to. Google Corey Wayne, do women understand women? If a woman asks, do you have a girlfriend? Be playful. You do not want her to think you haven't had a date in 2 years. Respond with indirect or playful answers like, I'm just out dating and having fun, or there's always room for one more. When you come off with confidence, she may further test you with, are you a player? You can reply playfully, sure, I play sports, or I played sports in high school. If she gives you the, that's not what I mean, look at her with curiosity and ask her straight up, what do you mean? The point is that no matter what her question, no matter how she tries to test you, you can't let her think she can get under your skin. Keep it positive, keep it playful. When a woman tells you, well, I don't date guys who are players, you can ask her straight out, who said I wanted to date you? Or, when I meet someone who is worthy of my time, I will be exclusive with her. I haven't determined whether or not I want to go out with you or not. At that point, start asking her, why should I go out with someone like you? Are you hitting on me? Are you fun? The whole point to these questions is that she may or may not be interested. The lower her attraction level, the more she will test you. Pay attention to her reactions. Don't be offensive or angry, but show that you could care less whether she likes you or not. Have her try to prove to you why she is worth your time. Another one of the things that women will actually test guys on is to see how firm they are in their position. The guy will say something to the effect of, oh, I like blue-colored cars. And she might respond with, I don't like blue-colored cars. I like red-colored cars. Some guys will turn around and change their opinion to match hers, trying to please her. They think that's what she wants. He will then say something like, well, blue, really? Now that I think about it, I actually do like red more than I like blue. I guess I have to agree with you. They will change one of their core beliefs on things they want to match that of the woman. She's trying to see if she can get you to change your opinion to match hers. If you go along with it, you are being weak and failing her test. What it tells her is that you will go along with anything she says. The challenge for her is now taken away, and she will move on to the next guy.
Don't do it. You better off just disagreeing purely for the fact of not agreeing because it makes you look more confident. Like you better off being a contrarian because it's eliciting some type of feeling in her to respond rather than you just being on board with everything. I'm not saying to just be Mr. Negative, Mr. Antagonist, but like when you first get to know somebody and she says, oh, I like blue cars, you're like, those really aren't for me. I'm more of a red kind of guy. She's like, red is ugly. I'm like, well, it's not for everybody. That's an unconfrontational way to say what I do is what I like and it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to say, well, you're entitled to your opinion. Well, you can. I say that too. But don't just be like, you know what? Yeah, I guess red is cool. You look like a fucking bitch.
Timing is everything. Okay, so now you've gone out and collected phone numbers. The next question is, when do you call her?
4 days.
Most guys, predictably, when they get a number on a Friday night, they will call the girl the next day. Some will even call that night. All this tells a woman is that you are needy. It displays your insecurities in big, bold neon letters. It tells her you are not centered, you are not confident, and you haven't even gone out on your first date with her yet, and you already can't live without her. All women have been with guys like that, and it will turn her off to the point where she is probably not going to even bother to call you back. She may even talk to you if you manage to get her on the phone, but she will never go out with you. She perceives you as being needy, and for her, that is a big turnoff. Wait to call a woman for the first date if you did not set it up when you first met her. Don't call her the very next day. By doing this, you are already building anticipation and setting yourself apart from all the guys that did call her right away. If I meet a woman on a weekend, like a Friday or a Saturday night, then I might wait to call her until Tuesday or Wednesday to ask her out for the following week. You should be busy anyway. Act as if you are busy as hell, even if you are not. Act like a guy whose dance card is already pretty full. If she does have a high level of attraction for you to start with, and you don't call her that night or the very next day like most guys predictably do, it's going to cause her attraction level to go up. Let's say she gave her number out to 10 guys. If 9 of them called the next day to ask her out and you didn't, she's going to wonder, I wonder why that guy didn't call. I know I'm beautiful. I've got these 9 other guys calling. What's the deal with that? You are making her wonder about you. When she's wondering about you, it is having a positive effect on her level of attraction. Remember, it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. You are being a mystery. You are being different. That is what all women are dying for. They are dying for a guy that is not needy, one that is not going to be jumping all over a chance to go out with them like they're the last woman on the planet, someone that they can pitch and catch with, someone that's strong, and someone that they can't have their way with. This is kind of what the bad boys do. What does it draw Brad Pitt or any actor that gets up on stage all the time? What is it that draws women to guys like that? Masculine energy is about purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, achieving goals, etc. It is power, it is confidence, it is danger, it is leadership, it is mystery. It is the feeling, I don't think I could ever get my way with that guy, and that makes me feel safe. This guy could protect me. Women want a strong, centered guy. Google Corey Wayne, women want to feel safe and comfortable for a detailed article and video I did on the topic. A good rule of thumb when to call a woman is this. If you met her on a Friday or Saturday, call her on a Tuesday or Wednesday and set up a date for the following week. By the time you actually go out, it may have been a week and a half. If you met her on a Sunday through Thursday, call the following Monday or Tuesday and ask her, when are you free to meet up for a drink? The goal is to leave days where she is going to be wondering about you, anticipating your call, and raising her level of attraction. This also gives her the opportunity to reach out to you first and start pursuing you. And when women start pursuing you, they're not blowing you off, ghosting you, or dumping you. The test of time. There are several reasons why you wait to call her if you're not making a date in the spot, which is what I always do now. However, I know the average guy just starting out might be too terrified to risk that kind of rejection to his face. The first reason to wait to call is to build the anticipation of your phone call and leave her wondering. The second is to test her level of attraction again. These first stages of getting to know a woman and asking her out are all about testing her level of attraction for you.
Yep.
This will let you know where you stand and whether or not if she's even worth your continued effort. So now that you have built her anticipation, you are going to call her. When you do call, if you get her on the phone, you are going to say, this is Bob. You're not going to say, this is Bob Smith. We met the other night. I was wearing a purple shirt and it had pink polka dots on it. And we were at such and such party. We were talking about this and that. No. You are simply going to say, hey, Jessica, this is Bob. How are you? Then you're going to shut up. You want to wait to see what her response is. Her response is going to tell you everything about her level of attraction for you. Now, if she says, oh, Bob, I was wondering when you were going to call. I thought maybe you lost my number or something. Remember, no guy does this to her. First, this tells you she has a really high level of attraction for you. Second, it tells you she has been thinking about you and you have just caused her attraction level to go up even more. If she says, who? You're going to repeat, this is Bob. You're not going to tell her your last name or where you met or anything. If she says, where do I know you from? You need to think about this. You've already thought about what your kids are going to look like, where you're going to take her on the first date, how you plan to get a limo, all these amazing, crazy, ridiculous things, and then you call her and she doesn't even remember who you are. That shows that she has a very low level of attraction. In this case, I have actually told the woman, I'm sorry, I must have the wrong number. I am only going to go out with women who are saying, oh yes, I was wondering when you were going to call. I'm only going to spend my time with somebody that is really into me. If she has already forgotten you, then her attraction level wasn't high enough to begin with. At that point, you just need to move on. Common sense says that you didn't lose her number, you have been thinking about her all week, and then you call her and she doesn't remember who you are. Do you really want to spend your time with someone like that? Even though she doesn't remember you, she still may agree to go out with you. Someone like that is going to have a real low level of attraction, and you are not going to have as good of a time as you would with someone who remembers who you are and has been eagerly awaiting your phone call. If someone doesn't remember you, you need to move on because you're wasting your time. It shows an attraction level that is below a 5. If she does remember you, then you have determined that she has a higher level of attraction for you. When you met her, your goal was to get her phone number, get her number after setting up your first date, or start a date on the spot. It all depends on your skill level. Now that you have her on the phone, your goal is to get to meet up for a drink, coffee, etc. You want to actually be able to take her out on a date. At this point, most guys think, oh, I've got to talk. I have to get her to really warm up to me. I have to talk to her on the phone a couple of times for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll finally ask her out. No. Anyone in sales will tell you that the phone is for setting appointments, not for giving out information. Let's assume she remembers who you are and she was wondering when you were going to call. Now you're going to be direct, confident, decisive, and you're going to say, Jessica, when are you free to meet up for a drink? You're not going to say, I was wondering if you would like to go out sometime. That shows your schedule is wide open. You don't have anything else going on. Please pick a day where I actually get to spend some time with you and have you grace me with your presence, Your Highness. A strong, confident guy is sure of himself, is direct, decisive, quickly gets to the point, makes decisions, and knows he can have other women if he chooses. Why should this one woman warrant his time? You want to know that if you go out with her, she's going to have a high level of attraction. Once again, be quiet and listen for her response. If she says, I'm free Wednesday or Thursday, you're going to respond, how about we meet at blah blah on Thursday at 8 p.m., provided you're both free then. When she says, sure, then say, great, Jessica, I look forward to seeing you Thursday night at 8. If you get there first, get us a table. If I get there first, I will get us a table. If something comes up, I will call you. Otherwise, I will see you at blah blah. Does that sound good? Her? Yes. That's it. You have now set the date, and you have been direct and have definite plans. Google Corey Wayne, how to make a definite date with a woman, and how to properly set dates for more examples, videos, and detailed articles I have written on the subject, analyzing other guys' emails. If she has a real high level of attraction, this is pretty much how it will go. To lower her level of attraction, there are certain things you are going to hear. If you are asking a woman out for a date, she makes the plans, gives her address, and then gives you the call back to confirm, or she says, what is your number in case something comes up? Please call me later in the week to confirm, etc. That means it is more than likely that something is going to come up and she is going to cancel. My response in this situation is something along the lines of, Jessica, I have a really busy schedule and I would definitely like to see you, but if you can't make definite plans with me, then how about we just do it some other time? Then you are going to wait for her response. It is what we call in sales the takeaway or negative sale. If she says, yes, give me a call and we'll make it for some other time, her attraction is low. If her attraction is high, she will more than likely say something along the lines of, no, I just wanted your number. I definitely want to see you. Again, you're going to be quiet and wait for her response. I have had women do that and then keep the date. That tells me that her level of attraction is probably a 5. At that point, she is testing who you are, and by answering her test in this way, you are showing confidence. It makes her think, okay, he stood up to me. I'll go out with him. Remember, as far as you are concerned, you are a confident, good-looking guy. You want someone to be as excited about going out with you as you are with them. If someone is giving you a wishy-washy answer, she is saying that you are not a big deal to her. She is really not willing to go out of her way to spend time with you. If that's the case, then you don't want to spend your time with her. When you ask a woman out on a date and she maybe calls you on the day of the date and tries to change the plans, she is testing you to see if you will give in to her. There was this one woman that I had gone out with before, and I had totally blown it with her. A couple of years later, I ran into her after I had figured things out with women. Now, before I go any further with this, I do not want to give you the impression that you can just go back into your little black book and pull out all the women you have ever gone out with and try this. This is for more of a specialized circumstance for if you come across her sometime in the future. Under normal circumstances, once something has ended with someone and they blew you off, forget about it and move on. I'm including this story because it happened to be a special case. It is also a good example of how women test you when they know there is a weakness. I'm talking about a woman that I was really into, but at one time, her level of attraction to me was very low to start with. I was going out to dinner with a friend of mine one night, and I saw her. We were walking down the street, and she happened to turn and face me. She gave me this kind of stunned look because we hadn't talked in a couple of years, and she had pretty much blown me off. I just looked over at her and grinned and stayed where I was. We were only about 10 feet away, but I didn't go over to her. I called over to her. Hey, how you doing? She walked up and gave me a hug, and we talked for a bit. I asked her what she and her friend were doing, and they told us they were going over to this one bar. The old me would have followed them into the bar, but the new me just said, hey, it was good seeing you. We're going to go and have some dinner. You girls have a good time. My buddy and I turned and headed to the restaurant, which was not far away. At one point, my friend turned and looked. She was just standing in the middle of the street, staring at us with a look on her face that said, I can't believe he just walked away from me and totally left me hanging. It was something totally out of character. She had expected me to be all over her like a cheap suit the way I'd been in the past. It totally confused her. When my buddy told me this, I replied, of course, she can't believe that I just walked away from her. I did my 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I hung out long enough to tease her and joke with her, and then turned and walked away and went about my evening with my friend. I didn't ask for her phone number or anything because my attitude was, maybe she'll call me or email me. This was on a Friday or a Saturday. On Monday, she emailed me. She told me that she had been pretty shocked to see me again after all these years. One of the things that helped was at the time, I was sort of a small-time local celebrity. I had an infomercial that ran regularly on television. It created a bit of mystery and intrigue that made her reconsider. What about this Corey guy? Something is different about him. The biggest part was that I walked away from her, which was totally out of character from how I used to be. I didn't email her back right away. She was in radio advertising at the time, and she suggested, maybe I can come by and talk to you about radio advertising sometime. I thought to myself, no, we're not going to be talking about radio advertising. Now I have a chance to make up for how I screwed up a couple of years ago. She left her number in the email, and I waited to call her back until the next day. All I said at that point was, hey, this is Corey. There was a little awkward silence that said it was an, oh my God, he called me kind of moment on the phone with her. We talked for a couple of minutes. She was talking about advertising, and I gave her a cocky little attitude and said, oh, so you wanted to get a hold of me to sell me some advertising, huh? She went on to explain how she just got into the business and how her bosses said she should try to talk to me. So I told her, great, how about we go to lunch Thursday? I'll pick you up at 12. She responded, you're going to come here? I told her, yes, I'm going to come and pick you up. She was hesitant, but we made the plans. She was very reluctant in how she handled the whole thing, but she gave me the address. I could tell that she was testing me because I had been so weak all those years ago. She wasn't accepting of the fact that I could have changed that much, so she was testing me as much as she could. Again, she said, you're going to come here? And I told her, yes, I'm going to pick you up and open the door, and I'm going to take you to lunch, and we're going to have a good time. She said, okay, call me before you come just to confirm. I told her, I don't call and confirm dates or appointments. I'm a very busy guy. I would like to take you to lunch, but if you can't make a definite commitment to get together with me for lunch, then we'll just have to do it some other time. After that, I paused and waited. She backed up and said, okay. I didn't make the actual date until the next week because I really wanted to stretch it out and heighten the anticipation. The day came, and I had told her I wasn't going to call and confirm. About an hour before the time came, she called me. I picked up the phone and she said, I just wanted to make sure you were still coming. I replied jokingly, of course, I said I would. Are you telling me that you normally go out with guys that would stand you up? She laughed and I added, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I will. I'm a man of my word. You should know that by now. I went and picked her up, opened the car door, and the whole 9 yards. We went to lunch, sat down, and we never did talk about business. She did about 80% of the talking, and I was teasing her, joking with her, and bantering. Every time she asked me a question, I would give her a short answer and would joke back and forth with her. Later, I asked for the check and it ended the lunch date. When we got back to her office, I didn't get out and walk her to the door because it wasn't a formal date. She said, I had a nice time. I replied, yeah, it was fun. It was good seeing you again. She looked at me expectantly as though she was waiting for me to ask her out again. Tip, don't do lunches. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. Do evening dates. If you want to be her lover, do things a lover would do. It's hard to seduce a woman when you go to lunches, but like I said, this was a pseudo sales pitch from her that I wanted to turn into a date later. I used to do this a couple of years ago. At the end of one date, I was already asking her out for the next one. You should never do this. It shows that you are weak, needy, and you are afraid if you try to call again that she won't go out with you. You should always leave her wondering where she stands with you, raising the level of attraction and anticipation. She emailed me that afternoon and said, you never did answer any of my questions. I sent her back a joking response. She emailed me again a couple of days later and I called her. She suggested that we get together again and have some drinks. So I made the date with her and asked for her address. She asked, you're going to come by my house? I told her, yes, that's what a gentleman does. He comes to your house, picks you up, holds the car door open, and treats you like a lady. This is the way you should be treated. She told me, I can't have you coming by my house. I said, why not? She replied, because. I told her firmly but jokingly, just give me your address. I was treating it as though she were being a little silly. The way I asked was from the assumption of course she's going to give me her address without any hint or doubt she would. She gave me her address, but she also threw the call to confirm at me again. I told her, hey, I would love to go out and have drinks with you, but if you can't give me a definite yes, then I'm not going to make plans with you. She backed up and said, okay, what time are you coming? I told her 7 o'clock and we made the date. When the day of the date arrived, she sent me an email and told me she was feeling funny about it. I found out she'd just broken up with her boyfriend and she was getting a little wishy-washy about going out and then wanted to meet me wherever we were going. So I did the takeaway. Well, if you don't feel comfortable, then why don't we just make plans some other time? She called me a bit later and told me she really wanted to see me. The problem was that her ex-boyfriend was starting to show up at her house unannounced and she felt kind of weird about the whole thing. The last thing I wanted to do was show up to take her out and have some jealous ex-boyfriend show up. So in this particular case, I went along with her changing the plans. Normally, I wouldn't because it's usually a test of your strength, but this situation warranted a change of plans. So we went out to dinner and had a great time. Then she proceeded to tell me what effect everything I did on the last date had on her. It had definitely raised her attraction level with each thing I had done every step of the way. We sat there talking and never did end up ordering dinner. 11 o'clock came around and I lived near downtown, so I suggested that we go back to my place and order pizza. I took her back to my place, which had a full liquor bar, ice maker, blender, etc., up in the loft, and we just hung out. After a while, I just knew it was time from all the signals she was giving, and I told her, you need to come over here and kiss me right now. She just smiled, grabbed a napkin, and wiped off her lipstick and came over to me. Needless to say, we had an incredible evening. She tested me more than a woman would normally do with a guy because I had botched things so badly the first time around. This time I did everything right. We had an awesome time and got to know each other. It had everything to do with being strong and confident and being willing to walk away if she pushed me too far. That was the feeling I gave her. Until a woman knows that and feels it, you will never own her heart. When you do finally go out on a date with a woman, you're going to have a lot more fun with someone who has a high level of attraction as opposed to a lower one. The lower the level of attraction, the harder you are going to have to work on the date. You're going to be asking all the questions and it's going to be harder to get responses out of her. If you go out with a woman who has a high level of attraction in you, she will be asking you tons of questions and is going to be totally into you. Those are the type of women you want to spend your time with. They make it easy. Google Corey Wayne, women who make it easy. When you call to ask a woman out, you're going to set a definite date and you should not be on the phone more than 5 minutes. The phone is for setting appointments, not getting to know someone. I will have women ask, "You're not going to call me before you come?" I usually answer in a lighthearted manner. I'm the kind of guy who keeps my word. I'm making plans to see you next Tuesday, and I'm definitely going to be there. I'm looking forward to it. The best thing about this is you don't have to call back to confirm, so you don't have to worry over the next several days whether or not you're actually going to be able to get a hold of her or not when you call back to confirm. 9 times out of 10, if a woman gives you a call back to confirm response, you are never going to get her on the phone again. You will end up getting her voicemail. The whole time your attraction level has been creeping up higher, and she wasn't even interested in you to start with. It is all about building anticipation and raising her attraction level to you. She doesn't know when you're going to call. You have not told her when you're going out. Then you call and you make the date. You have waited a few days. Her attraction level has gone up, and now you are making a date for sometime next week. Once you have made your date, it gives you such a comfortable feeling to know that you have done everything right to this point. You have played your cards, she tested you a little bit, and you passed her tests. Now you have a definite date. One of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to show up at her doorstep to pick her up or meet her out somewhere, and you will go out and have a great time, or she's going to cancel the date. Or she may call and try to change the plans a little bit. If she calls and tries to change the plans, again, is a sign of low attraction. If you met in a very public place or on the internet, then it's more understandable that she would want to meet you away from her home. The point is, once again, the higher her level of attraction, the easier she's going to make it for you to go out on a date with her. The lower the level of attraction, the more roadblocks she will put in your way, or the more testing she will do. Another example of the testing I have experienced was with one woman I had been dating. Sometimes when a woman has a lower level of attraction, she might call and try to mess with the plans a little bit. This woman called me about 3 or 4 hours before I was supposed to go pick her up. I was driving in my car, saw it was her calling, and answered. She said, "Where are we going tonight?" "I'm going to be out and about doing errands and other things." I think part of it was that I hadn't talked to her since I had made the date with her a week before. Part of me realized she was worried I wasn't going to show up since she hadn't heard from me. It was having a positive effect on her anticipation. She was trying to play it off and said, "I wanted to know where we're going." I told her, "That's for me to know and you to find out when I come pick you up tonight," in a playful tone. She responded, "Well, I kind of wanted to meet you out tonight." I asked, "What for?" She replied, "Because I'm going to be doing errands." I asked, "Oh yeah? What time are you going to be done with your errands?" The time she gave me was well within an hour or two before I was supposed to come pick her up. I told her, "Don't worry, you'll be ready by the time I come to get you." I was ready with the responses. That was one of the things I was starting to get at that point. Always be prepared. She kept trying to get around it and have me meet her out somewhere and gave me the "I'll call you when I'm on my way" kind of thing. I simply said, "How is a guy supposed to come pick you up, open a car door, and be a gentleman if he's meeting you out somewhere?" Finally, I told her, "We're supposed to go out at 7 o'clock. I will be there at 7 o'clock, and I'll see you when I pick you up." She said, "If you come to my house, I'm not going to be there." I replied, "Well, if you're not there, you're not there. I'll take your mother to dinner then. I don't care." She laughed at that, and I said, "I'll see you at 7. I gotta go. Bye." I hung up on her. She tried, she tested, and she didn't get away with it. I passed her test. We went out that night and had a really great date. It's all in the numbers. The chart I'm about to discuss is a guide, not a definitive answer. It gives you an idea of how to interpret her answers and responses to you. It will give you a feel for where she is at regarding her level of attraction for you. It is important to keep in mind if your wife or your girlfriend has what you think to be an attraction level of, say, 7 to 8, she will also be doing things in the categories below that. In other words, if her attraction level is a 7, she will also be doing things from the category at 5 and 6 and 6 and 7. It may not necessarily be all the things in those lower categories, but you will find that she will do many of those things. Always underrate her attraction level. It must be a 5 or better to start with, or you have no chance. For the married guys and those in long-term relationships, you must watch for her dropping attraction level. As it drops, she will do less of the things she did when she was in love with you. Your goal is always to keep her in the 9 to 10 range. Watch for touching, affection, compliments, and "I love yous" all start dropping off as her attraction level drops. As it drops, she will also start testing you more and more. It is her way of saying, "Hey, step up and be the man you are totally capable of being." She will accept nothing but your best. It is imperative to understand where a woman's attraction level is at, because this is the key to developing your radar.